Nice playing, Mr. Pete.
Thank you very much. You too, Mr. Lee.
Welcome back to Andertons TV. Now, back in, some people call it the golden era. But back in the 1950s, Gibson, headed up by Ted McCarthy, made some amazing guitars that shaped the whole, history of rock and roll. One of them was the 335.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the most famous 335 player ever in the world, ever?
Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry, probably.
Because he liked to play that.
He liked to do that.
But,
it could be Eric Clapton. It could be Larry Carlton. It could be B.B.
Well, that's a 355, isn't it?
Well,
but it's still the same kind of shape, isn't it? So,
and the semi-acoustic guitar has been used in every genre, from jazz to
Dave Grohl.
I was about to say, do we class Foo Fighters as metal or just hard rock? They're probably somewhere in between, aren't they? But anyway. Now,
still rock out,
this is my Gibson 335 that I bought in the year 2000, I think.
Is that a 5?
2001.
2001.
Space Odyssey. Even back then, I think these were 1,500 quid, maybe something like that. Maybe a bit more than 1,700. And right now, I think you're gonna not much change from sort of $3,000 if you want a proper Gibson 335.
Crazy!
So of course, what is super popular nowadays, and probably always has been super popular, are guitars that are inspired by the 335.
Yeah.
And if you are a subscriber of our YouTube channel, you may well have been invited to participate in a vote recently. And if you weren't, then please subscribe, because then you can join in the next one. Links below and all that stuff. And what we do is via the YouTube Messenger service thing. I don't really know how it works.
Magic.
You can tell.
Magic.
You get given lots of options on what would you like us to do in terms of shootout videos, and then which products do you want included in those shootout videos. And a recent one of those was basically, can we have as like a semi-hollow guitar shootout with the price range round about the sort of 500 to 750 kind of mark.
Semi.
And then you all got super excited in a semi kind of way and picked these 5 guitars. So we might as well start with the cousin of Gibson, Epiphone. Actually, this is a slightly complicated story, this one here, because the Epiphone Sheraton has been in the catalogue forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, ever.
And probably wasn't quite as accurate a copy of the 335 as Epiphone have released more recently with their actual sort of, what do they call it? Is it the
inspired by?
Inspired by. I was going to say reimagined, but it's not. It's inspired by.
Oh, that's Martin one, isn't it?
So there is an ES335 Pro from Epiphone, which would have fallen into this category, and I'm sure you guys probably would have voted for it. But its supply in 2022 has been so sketchy that we haven't had any all year. So it didn't make it into the vote. So the Sheraton made it into the vote as, I guess, the sort of closest alternative. And the Sheraton is still super popular. Sheraton's so popular, in fact, Noel Gallagher played a Sheraton, I'm sure, back in the day.
I've stayed in the Sheraton as well couple of times, around the world.
I wonder which came first, the hotel or the guitar? Anyway, after that, probably the newest brand out of all these. But,
I would think so.
Mr. 335 himself, Larry Carlton, partnered up with the Sire guys 2 or 3 years ago to release a range of electric guitars.
Awesome
guitars. And of course, their H7, H for hollow, is his version.
8 is for semi-hollow.
Yes.
And 7 is
for
Snow White.
How many? That's right.
Yeah.
100%. Then another famous old brand from New York, I think.
They must be just as old as Epiphone.
I say from New York, I think, apart from the fact it says New York on the headstock. So D'Angelico, yes. Although, of course, back in the day would have been more synonymous with perhaps the bigger body jazz bodies, but they have a semi-hollow center block guitar. Ibanez.
Yeah.
Probably, I would say, after Gibson, almost the next most widely used kind of, semi-acoustic kind of guitar. You'd think of the jazzers like George Benson, Pat Metheny, John Scofield, all got their signature sort of Ibanez guitars.
Loads and loads.
You're thinking Ibanez, I think Steve Vai, I think Joe Satriani, I think Paul Gilbert, all that kind of, but no, you can go jazz for shizzle. And then lastly, another super famous old American brand, again synonymous with making hollow body guitars, Gretsch. Interestingly, the Gretsch real
365
history
22.
is more in guitars like the Country Gent, which would have been true hollow guitars.
Yeah.
And then more recently, they've started doing these sort of center block guitars, but using some sort of, things like your Filtertron style pickups to just give it a bit of Gretsch flavor.
Gretsch goodness.
Now, as we go through these one at a time, I'll tell you what the prices are. We'll display on the screen all the different colors you can get. Some of these guitars will have options to have trem systems on them. We've obviously elected to go for the hardtail ones on all of these to keep the sort of similarity. Do you know what I would like to start with, Mr. Pete? Would you like to play my 335?
Yes, I would love to.
So my 335, as I said, is...
That's the benchmark. Oop.
I'm not actually entirely sure if the current 335 uses the same pickups as these, but anyway, this is a 2001 335 in classic cherry, although actually with the flame top, which is not...
Yeah, there's a flame on mine as well, which is from 2005. So,
but the original 335s were plain tops, weren't they? So
plain.
Anyway,
yeah.
It is what it is.
If you want to just skip ahead to see one of these guitars, then
we use timestamps in all our videos. So here we go. Let's have a little play.
Everything on full.
Completely stock as well.
Yeah.
I haven't changed anything on this guitar.
Have you not? That's nothing else, just straight into the DP40. Like do that.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Just a great sounding guitar. You can get so much out of it, even with just... Do they say that this is the most versatile guitar ever? Isn't that what some of the clever people
its reputation, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this would have been back in the day. These are laminate maple guitars.
Laminate.
You've got a center block, so a piece of wood that goes down the middle here. So
Yeah.
all the pickups and the bridge and everything is mounted onto that piece of wood.
Yeah.
It's the same scale length as a Les Paul, so your 24 3/4 inch scale length.
You scratched it up on the back there, Lee.
Yeah, I
you
actually
can't.
used that guitar sometimes.
I'm not sure if I can forgive you for that.
I may have even gigged with that guitar.
Have you now?
So anyway,
What's not to like?
that's that.
Yeah.
So next, in no particular order, and by the way, I think what we'll do at the end of this is we'll blindfold Monsieur Pete.
Oh God, I love that.
And yes, and do terrible things to him.
Nothing new there.
Here we go. So colours on screen now. This is the Sheraton. I think it's called the Sheraton Pro now. So you might have, if it's normally Pro means these do things. Yes.
Okay, should we just not do that? Should we leave them in?
I mean, it's up to you. Some of the guitars will have it, some won't.
Okay.
They're coil taps, if you're not sure what that is. So it's going to change the sound of the pickup to a single coil sound.
So we are neck pickup, everything on full. It's funny, this board feels like it's slightly more curved like this, and the neck feels slightly more sort of rounded. You know what I mean?
Whilst you're playing, I'm going to look specs up.
Let's go on the bridge. Bit of revival drive.
Oh.
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like it's slightly bigger somehow.
Well, it's Maybe it is. Maybe it is. So the Sheraton came out in 1959. This is, if you're not sure about the brand, Epiphone was a brand in its own right that Gibson purchased to sort of eliminate the competition. So this would have been a sort of a competitor, I guess, to the 335 at one point.
Yeah.
Same scale length as the 335. They are Epiphone Pro Bucker 2 and 3 pickups.
Okay,
so
they
might
could pick up
be a little hotter maybe than what's in the Gibson. I'm not so sure. But same laminated maple construction, Pal Ferro fingerboard. But anyway, you can go and see all the specs on our website. A couple of different colours: sunburst or black, all with the gold hardware.
It's a bling guitar.
Oh, can we hear it? Can we hear it? Coil tap just quickly before we move on?
We can certainly try. Here's the neck coil tap. So first without. Yeah, there you are. Not bad.
Fine. Now I found that again.
What price is it?
$5.99. Well, always check the Andertons website for pricing because the prices can change, can't they? I always find with the Sheraton, it's got quite a pronounced flat.
It's very flat,
neck,
and I think
back,
that's what
I'm talking about literally the bit where the sort of the back of your hand would go. It's quite flat.
Yeah, there. It is. This is definitely more rounded. The middle position, everything in full again. I mean, I really like these.
Yeah.
I think they're great guitars. Here is the bridge. A bit of drive, maybe. I'm a big fan of these guitars. Yeah. I really think they nail them.
This is Sire make loads of guitars, and people are always blown away with the price. These are a little bit less than the Epiphone. This is coming in at sort of the $550 mark. Okay. Multiple colours again on screen now.
3 colours, 4 colours, red, black, and white now as well, isn't there? Black, white, sunburst. I think there's 4.
24 3/4 inch scale. I mean, the construction of these are all following a pattern. So again, 12-inch fingerboard radius. Pickups are Larry Carlton designed vintage humbuckers.
Okay.
Ebony fretboard.
Yeah, it looks dark,
which is nice.
Yeah.
With the block inlays, I like that.
Yeah, the block inlays are nice on this.
No coil tappy though, I don't think.
No.
No, so just straight up. So that's the Sire H7.
I really like this.
It's a great guitar.
Yeah,
it's a great guitar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
next.
D'Angelico.
Salmon.
Called the Premier DC, stands for Doublecut, SemiHollow. Again, not 2 or 3 different colours on this one, which we'll be showing on screen now.
I like this salmon.
And again, one of the things that D'Angelico do is they do this with different tail pieces. They do a slightly smaller version of it. Yeah. So these are all, everyone we've got here is just the sort of the closest body size to the normal 335.
Yeah, I think this is the one when we did the video, which is going to be up there.
Yeah.
I think I preferred this one with no splitty splits and all
Crazy
that.
headstock.
And it's very Art Deco, isn't it?
Very Art Deco with the
this.
tuners. got to be slightly careful. We get the odd one of these that come through with shipping damage where it's taken a little bit of a donk to the end, and then there's a sort of a bit of a weak point on there. So just, again, if you're going to get this D'Angelico and you're maybe going to gig it and stuff, buy yourself a decent case.
Yeah. Or a decent gig bag.
Well, something sturdy for shizzle.
Well, here we go. Here's the neck pickup. Feels really nice to play this. Here's a bit of overdrive. Nice.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it?
Nothing wrong with that.
There's very little in it tonally between,
There's very little in it.
I'm not really going, oh yeah, that one's way fatter than this one. In terms of specs on this one, the D'Angelico is slightly different to 325 in the sense of it's got a 25-inch scale length, so very marginally longer. A flatter fretboard, so 14-inch radius fretboard.
Yes, it does feel slightly flatter.
They've gone with an Avancol fretboard, which I think isn't Avancol sort of a mahogany kind of. I don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah. They describe it as a C-shaped neck, and they've done a deal with Seymour Duncan to use the Duncan designed HB 101 and 102 set.
Okay, yes, I seem to remember that.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, and it's nice. It rings lovely.
Pretty sure all the bridges on these so far have been the same, haven't they? They're all sort of Tune-o-matic bridges.
They sure are. Apart from this one, this has got a top-loaded easy access, which I like.
Ibanez, you've got to love Ibanez.
I like my underwear.
Because Ibanez very, very rarely use third-party hardware.
Yeah.
Even if there's no reason to redesign something, Ibanez generally will.
Yeah.
Just to have its
even
own
if it costs money
version.
They got these
they'll do
lovely
their own knobs.
soft.
But yes, so this is the AS. I hate model numbering on Ibanez, but what is this? AFF649AB.
Can't see there's no light
K7.
here. Plus I'm blind as well. AS93PMTCD5B04.
Anyway,
super
we'll
easy.
put the correct model number on the screen now, along with all the different colours that it comes in. But again,
I always like
Ibanez
these.
do a super selection of semi-acoustic guitars. You can go a little bit smaller, go a bit bigger, you go deeper, whatever. But again, this is their sort of closest 335 type thing.
Well, you can't.
If you really want to.
Here's some clean tones. Oh, it's slightly more sort of muffled, or what do you would say? But hotter somehow. It pushes the amp.
Yeah.
Middle position. Any push-pull here? Nope. Okay, so here's a bit of drive from a revival drive. It's definitely got a more mid, sort of less top and less bass in this guitar. In my ears. Still on the bridge. Try the compressor. There you go. I mean, it's definitely much more mid-rangey, scoopy-doopy on this one.
Again, specs-wise, we're going super tried and tested here. 24 3/4 inch scale length, 12-inch radius fretboard. Hilariously, after I told you how much effort Ibanez put into making their own hardware, I have just read, in fact, the bridge on that is a Gibraltar third-party piece of hardware.
Yeah. That's I like this one here, top-loaded, so you don't have to get this. Just quick
I
access.
agree. The pickups are Ibanez's own Super 58 pickups, which they describe as modern output with vintage tone.
You could hear that, but a little bit more. And it's got, yeah, I get that. I like this little cover here, how you get into your trust.
Oh, your little fairy door.
It's a fairy door.
And then lastly,
Very liquid.
there was something else I wanted. Oh, and a Mikasa ebony fretboard.
Okay. Ebony.
And I'm just lying as well here. So the bridge is Gibraltar, but the tailpiece is the bit that they designed themselves.
That bit
so I
here,
was
right?
half right.
Half right, yeah.
And,
but that's better than not being right,
Wasn't
isn't
he?
it?
Didn't he own a shop in
Half right.
open all hours?
No, that's Mike. That's Mick.
After half right?
No, that's Mark
Whatever
right, isn't
it
it?
is. I can't remember. Okay,
Right.
so that's the Ibanez. I didn't tell you how much they were, actually, did I? So the Ibanez is $550 again. Great value.
So they're all about $550-ish.
I think the dearest one was the D'Angelico so far, wasn't it? So,
right.
right. Lastly, the Gretsch.
Electromatic.
What do they call this one? This is the
This is the 6522 G65
6522.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So let's have some. All right. Yeah.
All right.
I like that sound. It's got a hollow sound, but it's got top and low end, but not so much hunky mids like this Ibanez had. I prefer that. And you can hear that hollowness. Is it? Yeah, it's just. Monday morning. It's not Monday morning. It's
No, it
Wednesday.
feels
It's
like Monday
like
morning,
it's been
yeah.
holidays and then. Ooh,
That's fat.
that's really pokey, isn't it? Let's try the revival drive. I like the Gretsch, man. I like that
He
too.
likes the Gretsch.
Yeah, I like the Gretsch.
Okay, so spec-wise, actually a marginally shorter scale length than all the others. This is at 24.6 inches. I don't know if anyone, I mean, what's that, like this much difference? We have the
Easily notable.
Broadtron pickups
Yeah,
now,
Broadtron.
which again, it's always a Gretschy kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
The V-shaped tailpiece,
Love
which
that.
is, according to Gretsch, I remember asking him about this, this is just a visual thing. It doesn't necessarily do anything to the way the guitar feels,
I love that.
but it just makes it more identifiable as a Gretsch. A thin U feeling neck with a 12-inch radius
Thin
again.
U.
Thin
I mean,
U.
all the necks apart from the Epiphone are very similar.
Are they very
I'd
similar?
say. Because that's flat on the back, isn't
And I
it?
did want to tell you what the fretboard was, and I did find it a second ago here. Laurel
Yeah, I
and
was gonna
Hardy.
say.
Now,
Yes.
as far as shootouts go, I've got to be honest with you, this is
These.
this is not necessarily one I'm really leaning towards a guitar going, oh yeah, that's the one that sounded best to me. I mean, obviously you've we'll put the blindfolds on and we'll maybe see if there's something that comes out of that. But half of me is feeling at the moment, you guys are really just sitting there going, I like the look of that one, therefore
yeah, or
I'll
that
choose
brand.
that one.
You know, I like that brand. I like
brand.
this. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, there's not even a lot to choose for visually. I mean, let's be honest. If you're
so similar.
yeah, I mean, maybe the D'Angelico's got like a kind of a groovy headstock. Maybe there's a colour you like.
That's a cool headstock as well. The Ibanez looks good. You know, it's got the gold, it's got the big block inlays, and you know, this has got something going for it.
What do you think? Let's have an intermission comment section now, where you all go before Pete puts his blindfold on. What was your favourite? But Pete, do you want to just pop that guitar back on the doodah on the stand?
On the doodah.
And I tell you what, I am going to throw into the blindfold mix is the Gibson. So,
right.
Eagle-eyed amongst you have realised that I've jumbled up the order of the guitars, and we're now, with Pete's blindfold on, just going to go with number 1 at that end, number 6 at this end. You can see we're throwing the big G in there as well, see if we can fool Mr. Pete. And I think what we're going to try and do is we'll just stay clean. We'll do neck and bridge pickups on the clean sound, won't change anything. And then I guess it's just a very, very quick I guess it'll be fun if Pete can spot the Gibson, right? But other than that, it's just, you know, mainly like, does he have a preference? So are you ready for numero uno, Mr. Pete?
Yes, please. And so I don't know what's what now. What's going on?
He doesn't know
because you
anything,
swapped them all around while I had my
gentlemen.
blindfold on. And I felt like something else was going on
Well,
around
it
me
was.
as well. Oh, that's quite pokey. Kind of a flat neck there, but... Quite pokey, that one. Slightly flat on the neck there, so I mean, I don't know. Could be that Sheraton, but who knows? Next, please.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just.
You're writing.
I'm writing.
I heard that.
Why is that not working?
More round neck here. Okay.
Crazy blindfold playing.
Oh. I think this is the Gretsch. It seems that open, slightly pulling. Okay. I don't know.
Just
it feels lovely to play, man. It feels lovely to play easy. There's slightly the dynamics in the neck and the front, the two pickups. I think the bridge pickup is slightly loud on that one, and I felt like I heard that before. But who knows, man? I might be completely wrong. Probably am. This is just so difficult when you get. Oh, that's a slimmer neck here. The neck is quite slimmer like this way. Slightly more toned down. Perhaps the Sire, because it feels slightly narrower here. I don't know. Could be the D'Angelico as well.
Where did it feel narrow? I wasn't looking at
this bit here.
I see.
Yeah, slightly narrow, like narrow knots.
I see.
And it's like 41 against 42, you know, or 43 against 41, 2, whatever. Millimeters, that is, ladies and gentlemen. Not feet.
Hoosh.
Oh, hello. Okay, see loud, wider neck. I think this is the Gibson. If it's not, then it's nice. Okay.
You want to describe anything else? You just said wider neck and nice. They were your only two descriptive words there.
Well, it's just nice. The neck feels like a it feels nice to play. It feels quite flat, but maybe not that flat. I'm never leaving it. I'm like a politician, aren't I?
Yeah, like a sort of a. I'm like a small hill.
Yeah,
flat, but not that flat.
I'm like a politician. Everything is one set and then the other, and then it's right in the middle.
You mean you've been coming to work and drinking and then lying about it all?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Excellent.
I do. I've always done that.
Okay.
Okay. This is slightly rounder. See, this one has got the. I would say the less pokey pickups, but they're loud, but they're not. They don't push. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
So less pokey but loud.
Yeah. But they're cleaner. They're louder.
I know what you mean. They are loud and clean though, right?
Yeah. But slightly muddier as well. So I think might be the.
Just keep coming up with opposite words.
It might be the Ibanez. Or the Gibson. I feel like I'm dueling. I don't know why.
It's a sign of a good guitar.
Yeah.
Right.
That's nice. I like that.
Guitar.
That was really nice. That was really nice.
Last,
I'm completely confused now.
By no means least.
I'm completely confused.
The Fender.
Oh yeah.
Oosh.
Oh god, that feels exactly the same as all the other ones. This could be the Gibson. I'm so confused right now. It's unbelievable. This could be the Ibanez as well. I'm lost! Yeah, bridge please.
Just describe the tone to me so far, because you've said it could be the Gibson or it could be the Ibanez.
It doesn't have the top end and the low end, this one either. But as I keep saying, when you put these on, it's completely different because your ears just, you know. mean, if any of these are the Gibson, then you know you don't really have to spend that much money and get something. Just play them blindfolded, and then you won't know.
Well,
I'm confused, man. Honestly, they are all great. There was one with a really flat neck on it, which I assume is the Sheraton, and.
Well, did you have a favourite before I recap your notes? Well, let me recap. Number 1, you said quite pokey, slightly flat, might be the Sheraton.
Yeah.
Number 2, you said it's more clear, rounder neck is great. Pushing the front end. Sorry, not great. Could be the Gretsch. I can't read my own writing. Yeah. It's pushing the front end. The next one, you said slimmer neck, toned down, not pushing the amp so much. Could be the Sire. Next one, you said wider neck, nice to play. Could be the Gibson. Lastly, you went, less pokey, but loud and clean, but muddy. So, you know, yes, could be the Ibanez.
What a politician I am.
And then the last one, you said it could be the Gibson again, or it could be the Ibanez. It has less top and less bass. And actually, by a process of deduction here, is that what it's called? Process of elimination. Even the only one, the last one can be, if you think all the other ones are right, is the Doublecut.
Yeah.
And Mr. Pete, a bit of Rob Chapman must be rubbing off on you here. A vile thing to think about. Yes.
Sorry. I thought I felt something.
Anyway, there's a thought, and you got them all right. So although you were hugely guessing, your
Can I take
basic,
them off these?
Yeah, absolutely. Your basic, you know, which is which was, although you didn't commit necessarily to the Doublecut at the end, but
so the Doublecut was the end one. I thought it was because that's really nice to play as well.
That's the Ibanez. The Doublecut's over here.
There, yeah. Oh my god, my eyes.
Yeah. Ugh. So I mean, I can't. It sounded like you couldn't really pick a favourite.
No, I couldn't pick a favourite.
Do you have a visual favourite?
I mean, I do like the way the Sire looked. I like that Sunburst one. But
do you like the fact that because I think the ears on the 335 get sort of slightly rounder and slightly pointier, or slightly pointier, sorry, depending on the original year. And the Sire has got the slightly pointier ears.
For me, that's not it's, as you can see, I mean, the Sire's, I've got one of those at home, and it's just a great guitar to play overall. But the neck is slightly narrower. I feel like the neck here is
Do you think
ever so slightly narrower.
Make a big deal about the fact that they roll the edges on the frets?
It could be,
actually on about, it is pretty much the only one.
It's very round, isn't it?
Yeah, that's got that.
Yeah.
Can't touch those last two, but.
Yeah, I mean, this I wouldn't go for. One, the neck is too flat on the back, and it feels really heavy on the lap.
I wonder if
the body feels slightly bigger as well, so it's really heavy. Not really heavy, but it's kind of.
We'll revisit this Shootout maybe next year or something. Once the ES335 Epiphone is in sort of.
And we should have what's the Yamaha? There's a Yamaha one as well, isn't there? That we haven't used now. The Yamaha blah 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 or something.
Probably
they do one.
Do they?
I'm sure they do.
They do like an affordable jazzy.
I know they do that. Me and Ariel did one, and it was quite. It was.
I know they do that SA 2200, whatever it is, but that's Japanese right up.
Yeah, but they're also cheaper. Anyway, this just feels really flat.
These were the 5 that were voted for by you.
Yeah.
So look,
I mean, Ibanez, I would say Sire and the Doublecut, those two.
Yeah.
If I had to get one of them, those are the ones I might go for. I mean,
I liked the sound of the Ibanez and the Sire the best.
Yeah.
But it's like there's like this much.
Oh, yeah.
And if there's only this much in the room, I imagine by the time we get onto YouTube land, it'll be nigh impossible.
And you get blindfolded on, it changes everything.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us again. Please subscribe to the channel, because then you will get messages about how you can vote on products you'd like to see in videos in the future. Mr. Pete, playing was sublime.
Thank
even
you,
blindfolded.
Sublimed.
Sublime, yes. Even blindfolded, you 20 times better than me. So yes, just a quick, Pete was plugged into his DP40, which is a little sort of 40-watt clean valve amplifier from Victory. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.